Someone said in the comments recently on one of my videos that no one ever shares the losses here. So today I want to share with you how I lost $4,500 in one trade, but then how I went on to double my money. First and foremost, this isn't financial advice. This is just what I am doing and have done based on my individual goals and risk profile. Don't copy us strangers on the internet. Do your own research and make your own decisions. So how I took my loss and then doubled my money. Today, let's cover the trade that went against me, why I got out, and what I did to then double my money. Important thing before we get started. I share here trades that I place mostly in my 50K account, but sometimes not. This loss did not come from my 50K account. This position is far, far, far too large for a 50K account. So heads up, this trade was not in that account. So first thing, the trade that went wrong, I fully believe that we shouldn't be leaving the scene of a losing trade without a post-mortem and implementing new rules if needed. So if I took a loss here without knowing why I lost, what went wrong, then I'm just going to repeat that same losing trade over and over and over again. And I see it often. I see people that have their set of rules or maybe no rules, but they continue to take the same kind of loss. The whole point of a loss, in my book anyway, is to get better, right? And to implement new rules and to go back in time and go, I see why I shouldn't have entered that trade. Make sure you do that. And I absolutely did that with this trade. What I found was that I clearly entered at the wrong time. The chart had already turned bearish. So now my rules say, don't trade charts that are bearish, even if you think you're trading at a safe level, or, this must be the bottom, or even better, that would still be a 10% discount from these levels. Great, until the trade falls a further 20%, 30%. So bearish charts in my book are not safe. I've got plenty of videos on this channel that talks about the charts that I do trade, and this losing trade has just reiterated that for me even further. So why I got out, and I'm going to show you the exact charts and when and where and all of that stuff in just a moment. Even though I thought we were close to the bottom, and it turns out we actually were, when I was assigned these shares, so it was a sold put that I was assigned on, the covered call premium if I held the stock was really poor, and it always is on a bearish chart. That's another reason why I don't like to trade bearish charts, is there just isn't covered call premium in there, because when we think about it, people are buying calls as a bet the stock will go up, and when the chart's going down, there's no one betting that stock will go up. The other thing is that the likelihood of reclaiming the all-time high anytime soon was also pretty low. And then I asked myself, where would my money work harder? And there was stock that I'd been watching, and I was pretty sure that it would double within a few months. I'd done my research and I was like, this thing's going to double. So I had a choice to make. Either I could stay in the quote unquote safe stock that I was assigned, and you've heard it before, it just needs time to come back, right? But in doing that, that would be keeping my capital out of rotation for an unknown period of time to avoid realizing the loss. That's all it is. It's avoiding realizing the loss. Or on the flip side, I could just take the loss and move the money into a space that, for me at least, I could clearly see this space was on the rise. There was momentum. The upward move was far more likely. So I made that decision and I cut my loss and I moved it into a stock that was going to move. And that's called opportunity cost. So whenever you're looking to take a loss, ask yourself, by staying here, what am I missing out on? And always, always, always cut the loser. I am even more strict in my trading on cutting the loser now than I've ever been, because there is always so much opportunity. And especially on a smaller account, especially on my 50K account, if my money is out of rotation, I can't make more money. The worst thing, at least I believe, that you can do on a small account is not take the loss and continue to let it grow until it's at such a point where taking it and realizing it would hurt. So we had a big chat about this in the 50K club. And Robert said that he was so happy to hear someone talking about opportunity costs because many people don't realize how powerful of a thing that is or what it is. And it's exactly how I doubled my money. So here's what went wrong. Microsoft was what I was assigned. I was assigned around here. And if I had held it until now, I'd still be in an unrealized loss. Yes, I could have gotten out up here and I would have had a small profit, but from here to here, that's not much profit, right? I took the loss. This is a bearish chart. It is not coming back to all-time highs up here anytime soon. And you know what? Your brain will trick you into all of the reasons why you should hold a position. I went through, you know what, maybe I just put these shares in the bottom drawer, and then when my grandson is ready to buy a house, he can have those shares. It can be his house. And I was like, Rebecca, that's a dumb move. We don't do that with trading accounts, right? That can work for an investment account, but this is a trading account that you're trying to create an income for. We don't just put stocks in the bottom drawer. So I sold. I took my 4.5 grand loss and I put it into Micron. Now, Micron, I got in through here and I had been doing my research. This is the key. You can't jump from one loser to another loser because that's just going to create more losses. I'd done my research. I knew where memory was going. I knew that the stocks in this space, SanDisk, etc., had already had a run. Micron had its run later. So I knew it was coming. So what did I do? I took the capital that I had left over from my Microsoft trade and I put it into Micron. I then set and I had expected that we were going to double. So I had set my take profit at 900. So that was this red day here. And at 900, I exited. I doubled my money. Sure, Micron continued to go up. And here's the cool thing. When I exited, I took some of my profits, not all of them. I took some of my profits because I still liked the memory sector. I was like, I think we got further to go. So what did I do with those profits? Opportunity cost. Where's the next opportunity if I don't want to keep any in Micron? I bought a Leaps on DRAM. It was this green day here, I believe it was, and I rode that up to 80 bucks. More profit. Opportunity cost is real. Taking the loss is the best thing you can do. Imagine if I was still sitting here in Microsoft and I'd be like, oh, I just wish I took the loss. Look where I was going to put the money. I was going to put the money in here. But instead I kept it in here because I was too scared to take the loss. So key takeaways from today. Number one, learn from the losses and the wins. I go back over every trade that I take. Why did it win? Why did it lose? What did I do well? What should I implement that's different for next time round? Take the loss and take it quickly. Right? Don't take it once you've lost 50% of your position because that's a huge loss. Take it when it's a small percent. 4.5 grand sounds like a lot, but 4.5 grand on a $45,000 position is not a lot. And opportunity cost is everything. Do your research. Know where you should have your money instead. Know where the money's going. Know that there is always an opportunity. And ask yourself the question, am I better off staying in this loser and just waiting it out? Or should I take that money and put it somewhere else? And one of my kind of, I guess, benchmarks with that is if I cut this loss now and I did nothing but put it into QQQ, for example, would I still end up better off? And if you're trading on a bearish chart, if you're stuck in stocks on a bearish chart, the chances are probably, you know what, this is even just better sitting in the queues, not even trading it. I would still be better in the queues. If your answer is yes, then that's your indication to just cut the loser. Take the loss, put it somewhere else. They don't always end up like this example, right? It's not every day that the opportunity cost doubles or even more than doubles your money, right? That is a unicorn. But it's definitely common that if we take our money out of a bearish chart and we put it in a bullish chart, we make more. So I do hope that you found this helpful. I hope that if you've got any trades that are underwater, you can go through this process yourself, review what went wrong, figure out what you're better off doing, take the loss or, keep the shares, whatever it might be, but realize that opportunity cost is everything. So if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in joining the 50K Club, where I trade my 50K account live and we talk about things like this in more detail, the link is in the description. I would love to see you in there.